Hello, I'm Jill.
And I'm Jenna.
Welcome to ASL Stew. So, I'm sure many of you guys have heard of TED Talks before. I know there's quite a lot of them, and I've seen quite a few, and I like them. I think it's a really good, short way to talk about a topic. So, today we're going to be talking about our favorite deaf TED Talks. So, we're going to give you a few. I think there's 4 or 5 of them, and then you guys can watch them. Doesn't matter if you're deaf or hearing, all of them have captions, and all of them have voice except one, but that one still has captions, so you can still understand it, even if you don't understand sign language, okay? Also, one more thing before we start. The videos are great for just watching or for receptive skill practices. Plus, you can use them for really any type of training for your skills if you just want to learn. So I thought it'd be a good idea to give you those.
And also, it's good for getting a deaf perspective as well on the different topics.
Right, of course.
So, first, I love this one. It's from a person called Christine Sun Kim. And her talk is called The Enchantment Music of Sign Language. So, it's a really interesting video. She talks about music and how that's included in her life as a deaf person. So it's really cool has like a lot of different art perspectives in it, so it's interesting.
Yeah, that one became pretty popular before. Plus, she has awesome hair. Watch it, you'll see. You'll agree.
You want her hair?
Yeah, of course. But longer.
Too bad you're an interpreter. Can't do it.
Yeah, just watch and see. All of you interpreters will be so jealous saying, I want that hair. Or maybe not, I don't know. The next one is from Keith Nolan, and he is a private cadet. And I think she said this is the sign for that. I'm not sure, so let me know if you know the sign for that. But, anyways, his video is called Death in the Military. And that's talking about his struggle of trying to get in the military. Most of the time, deaf people are not allowed to be in the military because of having a disability. So he talks about what his motivations were of the reasons of wanting to be in the military and just how he actually went through and fought for his rights to be involved in the military. So it's really inspiring to see his struggle and all of the work that he did, and it helped a lot of people. So that one's really cool.
The next one is from Wayne Betts Jr. And his video is called The Deaf Lens. It's a really fascinating video. He's talking about being a filmmaker and how movies were so crucial in his life growing up. He immersed himself in movies and what that whole process was for him of making movies and providing a deaf perspective on film.
And also, he mentioned how it's interesting that movies kind of became, I guess you'd call it, a benchmark. But like his mom would say, "Hey, do you remember that one time?" And he'd be like, "No." And she said, "Oh, you remember that movie?" And then he would connect that movie to that event. So he talked about that experience, something that you've had where he went to movies, the big screen, and there was no captions. And so he would just kind of make things up and look at the framing and the lighting and all of that, which is really an interesting perspective. The next is from a woman named Wanda Riddle. And her talk is called Fallacy, Death as an Economic Burden. And it's interesting, when I first saw this, I never thought of that before. So what she's talking about is a lot of people think that a deaf person equates to putting a lot of money in, taking care of and helping people with disabilities. So you think that deaf people are, so to speak, an economic burden. You have to pay for interpreters and all these other things. And a lot of it is a negative perspective. But Wanda talks about how that isn't true. There's actually a lot of positive things, and it doesn't mean there's an economic burden. There's actually more positives. So I thought that was really good for people to watch, maybe open their mind a little bit, have a different perspective. Plus, if you are deaf and people have maybe told you, oh, it costs too much money, blah, 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 you can take a look at this and then kind of keep it in the back of your mind so you can approach them and say, no, actually, what about this? So it's a good way to fight back.
Okay, the last one is from Benjamin Lewis, and his is called Understanding Humankind Through Gesture. Interesting video. She likes it a lot because he's very energetic and animated. So obviously, because of the topic and the title, makes sense. But really, the point of it is that visual language, gesturing, cues, all of that is incorporated into all cultures. All languages have that. People assume that if you're hearing, that you just depend everything auditorily, just speaking, and that's it. But no, you actually include quite a lot of gesturing and a lot of non mouthy movements, cues, things like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, plus the video itself shows like some examples of hearing people gesturing, and it's really funny. It's really funny. You'll just watch it, you'll get a good laugh.
Yeah, check it out.
Okay, so now we just gave you a few deaf TED Talks, but there's a lot more. Many are deaf people themselves, or some are hearing people but talking about deaf topics. So I would suggest if you want to Google, you can Google TEDxGallaudet. So that's the first one. The next one is TEDxIslay, Islay. I don't remember why, but there's that one, which has quite a few deaf people there. Islay. I'll have it in the description down below. But you can do that or just Google deaf TED Talks. And then it should have a list of those, kind of explaining if it's a hearing or a deaf person and all of that. But there's quite a lot of them. More things you can watch if you want a specific topic you're interested. I remember there was one from the girl that was in the Sound and Fury movie, growing up, and now she kind of explains about that, so which is cool. But there's a lot more that you can look into. Definitely check them out.
Okay. So you can leave a comment if you know of any other TED Talks that you really like. Which ones do you like? Do you agree with us? Do you agree with our picks, or do you disagree? Maybe there's something you think we should watch. Leave a comment and let us know. We'll take a look. And if you liked the video, please click like. And if you haven't, please go ahead and subscribe. And
yeah, if you want to provide some support, you can check out our Patreon page for a monthly donation. Or if you want to do a one-time donation, you can look down below in the description and we'll have a link for coffee money through Ko-fi. We really appreciate any support you give us, whether it's money or a comment or a like or subscribing. We appreciate it. See you in the next video. Bye!